Hey guys, welcome back to Umineko. Woo, looks like she's finally calmed down. Hideyoshi wiped his own forehead. For a time, Eva had seemed to be having a very painful nightmare, but it appeared she'd fallen asleep. As promised, she still gripped Eva's hand. He thought it might be enough to let go pretty soon, but he faithfully continued to hold on. Once in a while, his hand would get tired and he would switch between his right and his left. But even so, as he promised, he didn't let go of her hand. At the time, there was a heavy knock. Eva finally had been able to fall asleep, so Hideyoshi grimaced for just an instant. Aniki, Hideyoshi said, "Sorry, is Rosa there?" It was Rudolph's voice. What could it be? Hideyoshi headed for the door, hiding his footsteps so that he wouldn't wake Eva. It was definitely Rudolph's voice, but just in case, he opened the door without removing the chain. What is it? Something happened to Rosa-san? We can't find Rosa or Mirai-chan. I thought they wouldn't be with you. I heard her scolding Mirai-chan in the corridor. They got quiet after that, so I thought they'd gone back to the lobby, but did they? That idiot. Rudolph clicked his tongue. Other people could be seen in the corridor. Rosa hasn't returned for a while after going out in the corridor, so they began to worry. Near the front door, and I saw you pointing out the unset chain. The chain isn't set. They must have gone outside to see that Rosa after all. How extraordinarily careless to go out and leave the door unlocked. What a troublesome person. I'm more worried about Rosa-san and Mariah-chan themselves. Right, hey, brats, where was that Rosa Mariah's? I'm pretty sure it was in the flower bed right in the middle of the rose garden. If that's where they are, we should be able to spot them quickly if we go. Dad, shouldn't we bring them back here as soon as we can? Of course. We'll bring them back and give them a good spanking. I'll dash out there and come back. Lock the door as soon as I go out. Dad, I'll go with you. Don't be stupid. It's obviously a Brad's job to watch over the house with Mama. What is it? Did something happen? Sorry, did I wake you up? It seems Rosa-san took Mara-chan outside. How reckless of her. Rosa and Mara-chan are outside in the rose garden? That's right. Oh, did you hear? Mara-chan was causing a ruckus because she wanted to see this rose. They must go out to the rose garden. Tell Rosa to stop. They're still telling her to stop now. Looks like they left a while ago. Seriously, how reckless of them. That's not it. Not the rose garden. There's a witch there, and she's waiting for a sacrifice. Rosa, you mustn't go. Oh, Eva cowered again, holding her head. Her complexion looks very bad. What is it? The fever make you dream something bad? It's a dream, yes. In the rose garden, the witch doing that to Rosa and Mariah-chan. That's right, it's a dream. It must be. Calm down. I'm here in this room, and the chain is set. The shutters closed on the window. Even got a gun. This room is just like a fort. There's nothing to be afraid of. Hideyoshi beat his chest, trying to calm her, but Eva's insecure expression didn't change. Under the covers, Eva kept praying that the grotesque nightmare she just had was only a dream. In the center of the rose garden, Rudolph identified the corpses of Rosa and Mariah. After that, he returned to the guest house, called for help, and carried both of them into the guest house. After Chest Nanjo's examination, the cause of Rosa's death was a stab to the medulla oblongata with a pointed gate of defense. It is thought that Mariah's death was due to strangling with bare hands. However, due to the devil's proof, we cannot disconnect this diagnosis. I will say it in red. Rosa and Mariah died. The cause of the death was an angel diagnosed. She wasn't eaten by a spider, nor was she crushed by a mountain of cake. Don't worry. So you argue that even though you toyed with their death so much, it's all fine because the corpse is neat and clean. I definitely won't forgive you. I definitely won't forget all about that brutal treatment you gave Aunt Rosa, so I won't forgive you. Like I said, that wasn't me. I believe I gave them a much more peaceful death than the way she treated them. Shut the hell up. I'm not talking to you. It was stated that there was no more than 18 people on this island. Now that 8 people are already dead, we can't narrow down the field of suspects down to 10. One of them probably killed those 2. Or could it be an accidental death, like Maria was having a tantrum and then Aunt Rosa tried to stop her crying and she misjudged how Much power she was using accidentally killed her. Then she was so upset that she slipped and fell and landed on the fence and unluckily died. How's that? The best way. Not where there's no need for a witch or magic. Well, that's not quite true. Actually, Rosa and Mariah. Shut up, Dennis. I just said I was talking to you. Your eyesore, so disappear, you monster. Balor said that without rage, but with a horribly cold voice. His strange behavior was something Beato had noticed right off the bat. In that fight, both of them could go at each other without restraint. However, he wouldn't even step into the ring. She could feel that coldness. Beato didn't find that amusing. She thought about flaring that, but she held back. Maybe even though she was innocent and childish, she had enough sense to realize that she shouldn't pick fights. Is that so? Then I'll vanish. Ronoff continued for me. Certainly. Will that be satisfactory, Battler-sama? There are no problems with the proposal. If Battler got his own to see Beato's face, perhaps that will do. Do what you like. If I can live without seeing that monster's face, I don't care about anything else. Hey, wait a second. You keep saying monster, monster, but is it that cruel way to speak of me? Why do you instinctively hate me so much, Battler, even though none of that was me, even though it was all the work of my disciple? It's not like I'm only mad about what happened just now. It's been like that from the very beginning. Hey, Battler, don't misunderstand, okay? Aren't we just a pair of players confronting each other through a game? We look for moves to make things painful for each other, but don't forget the wrong idea. I don't hate you because you're my rival in this strange game, but with the game about whether I accept you as a witch or not, I just can't forgive how you senselessly cruel you are. Well, serial murders are part of this game. It's probably impossible to avoid a little cruelty. I'm not just talking about what just happened. There was last time and the time before that too. Tearing everyone's stomachs open, stuffing them with sweets, plowing their faces. What was the point of all that? When it comes to closed-room murders and tricks and alibis, I'm willing to give you a pass. You want to claim that this is a murder done by magic, so I'll grudgingly accept that those complicated crimes need to occur. But what exactly is the point of all the grotesque murders? Well, nothing much. That's right, they don't mean anything. You're just fooling around by mangling by corpses for fun. That has nothing to do with whether you're a witch or whether it could or couldn't be done with magic. You're just exploring the depths of cruelty for fun. This isn't about whether you're a witch or anything like that. There's just some things I can't forgive as a human. What do you mean as a human? For example, the 6 people of the first Twilight for this game. Well, other than Grandfather being burned black, the other corpses were killed in a normal way without any unnecessary shaming of the dead. It was unclear whether the weapon was a spear or a gun, but anyway, as far as killing ghosts, that was acceptable. It was much better than a nonsensical grossness, I don't know, the cruelty from the first Twilight last time and the time before that. And this time there were 6 closed rooms tied together to make a closed room chain. They were sort of interesting. When we were going back and forth with each other that time, to be perfectly honest, I thought it was just a little fun. You were frantic to make me accept of your existence, and I was frantic trying to deny it. We were both frantically doing all we could. This way sound weird, but I felt a faint sense of sportsmanship between the two of us. We exist in conflict, but I faintly thought that we might not be completely unable to understand each other's existence. But just now, that feeling was blown away without a trace. That's what you're misunderstanding. That wasn't me. That's not it. That's not what I'm talking about. You watched generals being killed horribly over and over, and you sneered at it like it was an interesting show. When I saw that, I was deeply disappointed in you, and I realized that your decision to kill them in a slightly better way this time was nothing more than a faint whim, and that nothing had changed in your cruel character. I was deeply disappointed. On the contrary, you were even genuinely enjoying these brutal deaths. You weren't acting as cruel as you could to bully me. You truly, genuinely enjoy cruelty. Your character lets you enjoy it. You said I probably think that Rosa being brutally killed over and over was fun. You weren't joking. You enjoyed it from the bottom of your heart. Wanted me to sympathize and said that I probably think it was fun. In that instant, I lost respect for you and realized the truth. The problem is that whether you're a witch or not, I will not forgive that cruelty of yours, and I can't understand it. I can't forgive it either. Still, I'll continue the game of whether to accept or deny witches. I won't step down and accept my own defeat. However, your pointless cruelty is absolutely unnecessary for that game, so I decided that I won't accept you as my opponent. Ronov is 100 times better. He doesn't have the same cruel hobby you do. And if he does, he doesn't have the awful taste to show it off in front of me. That's right, you have awful taste. You're heartless and cruel, so you can't understand that's unpleasant in an opponent, so I don't want to see your face again. As Butler went on and on by himself, Beato was shocked into silence for a long time. Maybe she couldn't understand what she was being told, and this was a sign that she was doing all it could in an effort to understand. For a while, she kept switching between angry expressions, frustrated expressions, and bold expressions, as though she herself didn't know what attitude she should take. In the end, she made her face in a candid expression, as though she had come to her senses. She shrugged her shoulders as though she was tired. And the case, do as you like. From now on, I will continue this game through runoff. You have no complaints as long as I do show myself, right? For the time being, but I definitely won't forgive all your cruel actions up until now, and I definitely won't accept you for that reason as well. I won't back down from this fight you've picked, and I definitely won't lose. That's all there is to it. Beato, no matter how many more excuses you give, his impression will not waver. I have something to talk about later. Until then, stay back. Indeed, understood. Then I'll vanish until you call. Looking lonely, Beato turned her back to them and vanished. Battler watched her slightly displeased expression on his face. His argument has been valid, but for some reason his mood didn't clear up. She's an idiot. That's true. An idiot and a straightforward one. That idiot watched Rosa get killed horribly with me and then turn around with a huge smile on her face. She really believed that she could laugh with me at that cruel show. She really believed that I could sympathize with that emotion. Looking at that innocent smile, I felt just horrible. It would have been much better if she said it with her normal bullying face. Damn it. My lady has never had the experience of having a friend. In addition, she's probably never had spoken something to her that strongly. Madame and I are her attendants. No matter what we say, it will not reach her ears. For my lady, this is also. Don't screw with me. I don't remember ever becoming her friend. That's true enough. My apologies. There is one thing I would like to thank you for. Thank you for not backing down from that child's game. She spoke words of gratitude, but for some reason, Butler made a displeased face. As though in self-derision, he chuckled. Now that I've even got witches and demons thinking me, I'm screwed. Let's resume the game. Of course, I don't intend to go easy on you. Okay, guys. Sorry if you guys adjust my mic a little bit, guys. So sorry if you hear anything. Okay, guys. I'm still adjusting. So there we go. I don't intend to go easy on you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Unlike my lady, I don't get agitated. I've already made my move. If we suppose that Aunt Rosa is the culprit and died in an accident, I can deny the witch. I don't want to suspect Aunt Rosa, but I think I can bear to accept that premise if I'll beat the hell out of Beato. I will deny it with Red. Rosa and Mari's deaths were homicides. Okay, let's start from there. Damn, I'm just not getting fired up. $14 already, wow. With Rosa's and Mariah's deaths, it was now clear that the culprit was still hiding somewhere. Trying to add even more murders to this chain, as she shed tears, Rudolph scolded Rosa's corpse for being reckless several times. But Aunt Rosa would never respond to that again. They decided to place the two corpses in one of the guest rooms and seal it up until the police arrived. The second murder, another murder of the second Twilight, had been delivered to a heavy blow to everyone. He had blown away the optimism that some of them had held. The thought that a crime didn't actually occur and it was all a game or a farce by Kenzo and the servants. Turning to distract themselves from the loss of people they liked, George and Jessica had spent the whole time since the morning talking about every possibility. And they had distracted their hearts by supposing that these murders might actually have all been an act. And as Shannon and Kenna were only pretending to be dead. When the next murder occurred, it destroyed that thought, and they were once again struck by the fact that the person they liked had most definitely been killed. Tears that they'd thought had die away began to drip down once more, and Butler couldn't think of anything to say to them. After that, all the adults checked that all of the rooms were safe and locked just in case. They made certain that the shutters on all the windows were down unlocked, and they confirmed that no one suspicious was hiding anywhere. On top of that, they checked their weapons once again, and they checked with each other to make sure they were mentally prepared so they wouldn't hesitate to fire off a premeditative shot if they saw the shadow of a mysterious person. Rosa's gun had been found near the scene of the crime. Someone had gone out of their way to leave it there, so everyone suspected that it was some kind of trap, but when Hideyoshi did look at, they used a fire iron to fire off test shots. It was able to discharge without incident. So since the 5 shots loaded into it, it discharged without any problems. They reloaded it with bullets and handed it over to the only adult male who wasn't armed, Hideyoshi. However, the fact that I'd been able to fire off 5 shots gave rise to a certain paranoia. This short-barrel Winchester could only hold 5 shots. In other words, Rosa hadn't fired even once, and yet the two had probably been killed by someone with their bare hands. It meant there was a possibility that the crime had been committed by someone whose face they knew. When the first murder occurred, privately I thought of the possibility that it was an all-in act. My apologies to Dr. Nancho, but if he had actually been an accomplice, I thought that there's a lot of disturbance might possibly have been a massive, elaborate act by Father. After all, the closed room situation they were in couldn't have been created unless we were supposed that it was all an act. We also suspected that. No, I still want to believe that's the case. My apologies, but that is not so. I am quite old. I might possibly make a misdiagnosis. However, I would never mistake whether they were alive or dead. I get it. Don't go out of your way to say it out loud, Dr. Nancho. My apologies. They had no way of knowing, but Beato had already used the red to proclaim the death of the 6. Nor the deaths of all the victims so far in this game. That faint dream that it was all a farce, that the victims were actually alive. I'm sorry to say it, but that's impossible. In that case, it makes more sense to assume it's someone familiar with the mansion. Someone hiding around and carrying out a really well-polished crime. So ever since the typhoon came to this island and sealed it off from the outside world, there's been more than 18 people here. Of course, there's no way for them to know about that either. That claim of Rudolph's has also been denied in the red. There are no more than 18 humans on this island. I might have had a way to look at it. Keep things consistent at least a little. Simply put, this person is hiding someone who shouldn't really be on this island right now. And there's the likelihood that there was someone Rosa's son knew, someone she'd let her guard down around. So, for example, could it be a servant who was on his 2-day shift? It's hard to be certain about that one. When our servants finish their work and leave the island, it isn't as though we punch or take her or something to make sure. It was supposed that a servant on a shift from a few days ago only pretended to leave the island and actually stayed here. They would be hard to deny. I don't think Rosa's son is such a fool. For a servant who was supposed to be here popped up in front of you, who wouldn't be on their guards? I'm not even sure, but you should be assuming that it's someone she recognized. Maybe they suddenly attacked Rosa from the darkness and were able to steal her gun. Then Rosa fell and hit her head against the fence and stopped moving. The guest house was nearby, and they wanted to avoid the sound of a gunfire, so they killed Mariah Chan with their bare hands. There's also that possibility still, even if that is the case. Whether they really intentionally leave Rosa's gun at the scene of the crime, we don't know what the culprit's armed with, but they've got to feel insecure about our guns. Or is that a perfect chance for them to thin out our supply? Why would they intentionally leave it at the scene of the crime? At first I thought the gun was a trap. That's what chessboard thinking says it should be. But by purposely leaving it, they wanted to make sure one of us touched it, and they must have wanted to make us pull the trigger. I was sure that something dangerous had been done to it to make it explode and cause massive injuries. But it was actually okay. The culprit probably panicked. I'll bet right now they're regretting that they missed their chance to steal a gun. I don't like it. It takes me off that it's like some message from the witch saying she isn't even scared of guns. However, in any event, this is truly a fearsome opponent. Even at a glance, they should have been able to tell that Rosa had a gun. To think that they attacked her despite that, the fact that they are unafraid of guns should not be taken lightly. Indeed, it is as Natsuhi says, we should probably be even more cautious than we have been. This is just a peace of mind, but at the time we think Rosa's son was attacked outside. Where was everyone? Natsuhi and I were here along with Rudolph and Kairi-san. I can guarantee their alibis. Eva and I were together, I can guarantee that. George and Jessica and I were together. When Aunt Rosa yelled at us, we returned to the second floor. We retraced our steps back to the cousin's room, all dejected. Back then, if we hadn't let Mariah go, saying that isn't going to change anything. Dr. Nancho? I was reading a book in a room on the second floor. I was by myself, so no one can verify my alibi. But I believe everyone saw me return to the second floor with the children. Once I say this, it'll never end, but what if he jumped out the window, attacked Rosa, then climbed back up using a ring or a gutter or something? Don't be absurd. How could I perform my feats such as jumping down from the second story or climbing up this old body? Let us stop suspecting each other. It's more important that we trust each other, and for this children's sake as well, defend this place until the very end. You're right, it's like Natsuhi's son says. For now, let's stop suspecting each other. That's right, we may be useless, but as far as searching for the culprit is concerned, We can only stay alive until tomorrow, inform the police and follow their instructions, because the police will definitely expose who the culprit is. What is it, Eva? Is your body still feeling bad? My mother, what's wrong? Are you okay? Sorry, it's like my fever is still strong. I'll be fine, so leave me alone. When they looked, they saw Eva staring at the floor, her breathing harsh again. She had been able to act firm for a time due to the urgency of their situation, but it seems her body wasn't at its best after all. Yeah, I killed those two. Now we're the only ones who know about the gold. I won't give up even a scrap to the other siblings. What have you done? There was so much of that gold, right? Giving Rosa and the others their share wouldn't have been a problem at all, right? It would. That gold is to be passed on only to the head of the Ushimiya family. That's because it as a whole represents no more than less in the honor of the head. To wound that even a tiny bit is definitely not something the new golden witch Beatrice will permit. Do you even plan to continue these murders according to the witch's epitaph? Do you actually plan to become a murderer 5 more times? Yeah, if I don't finish that annoying ceremony, it seems my powers of witch won't be complete. Hey, me. The power of the witch is really awesome. It really can make all the crazy things we imagine become reality. The power to make dreams more than just dreams. Now that I've learned of this power, I can no longer stop being a witch. If I can finish the ceremony and make my power complete, I'm sure I'll be able to teach you that feeling too. Stop acting like a fool. Like a fool. Haven't you played at being a witch enough? We found the gold and we've been even promised a position of the successor. We'll probably need to tightrope walk just a bit, but by now those dreams will be definitely come true. Beyond that, what more could you wish for? I want to become a witch. I don't give a damn about the dream. That's right, because I kept holding on to that dream. I lived at this age forever, and when you become an adult, you threw away that dream. No matter how long you wait, that rabbit holding the clock won't visit you, and you won't be able to meet Humpty Dumpty. Of course, you won't definitely be invited into the land of cards, because you gave up and accepted all that, and you became an adult. So you don't want to become a witch or anything like that anymore. You've even forgotten that it truly was your own dream at one point. Anyway, stop it. I've already got my hands on my 2 dreams. The golden position of the head, that's more than enough. So please, your dream has nothing to do with me. Stand down. No way. Magic's too interesting. Also, those 2 dreams of yours both became true because of my magic. It wouldn't be fair if my dream didn't come true, too. I'm grateful for your magic, and I acknowledge that you're a real witch. So just stand down, return to the inside of my heart, and never appear again. No way, we're both misunderstanding each other, aren't we? That's right, I'm not you anymore. You're Ushimiya Eva, and I am the Golden Witch Beatrice. So it's not my responsibility to go back inside your heart. I guess if I feel like a butterfly is broken out of a cocoon, meaning you. Ha, ha. The fear is making my mind cloudy. My inexperience with magical power is forcing me to support it with your vitality. Until I finish the ceremony and become a full witch, you might have to bear the burden. I'll take that as a payment for making 2 of your dreams come true. It's fine, don't worry, okay? For the remaining 5 sacrifices, I'll avoid your family. Let's see, Rudolph, Kari, Cross-on Suhi. After that, what about that Oki's and Angel? Perfect, I'll kill those 5 people. Could you call this a murder announcement revealed only to you? Ooh. Eva finally crouched down. Hiroshi rushed up to her and on her shoulder. Are you okay? Let's take it easy and rest. Are you alright? Dr. Nanjo, take a look at Eva. When Nanjo and George tried to approach Eva, made a gesture to stop them. Thank you. I'm fine, Dr. Nanjo. I'm taking medicine. I apologize for saying this during such an extreme situation, but let me rest a little longer. Mom, I'll lend a hand too. Thank you, but I'll be fine as long as your father watches over me. Go back to the second story cousin's room and don't come out no matter what. Understood? No matter what happens, you must not leave the guest house. Outside, that witch will... Don't talk anymore. I'm sorry, everyone, but I'll be watching over Eva in our room. Tell us if something happens. Hiroshi and Eva retreated from the lobby. However, Eva wasn't the only one who wasn't feeling good. They hadn't gotten a wink of sleep since the previous night and had been pressed by tension since that morning. They were mustering their energy to protect their families, but if they relaxed even a little, surely everyone would have been down and out. Everything has gone as planned until now, but from here on out it will become difficult, you see. Difficult meaning? Indeed. Normally, as the ceremony progresses and the victims increase in number, they begin to tighten their guard, and in most cases they hold up in one place to stop moving. This is extremely inconvenient for us. Are you saying that the we witches are inferior to a bunch of humans in a group? Witches are never inferior to humans. However, perhaps you could say that times change and humans have gotten their hands on the poison. This wasn't a problem long ago when people believed in witches. But just like that annoyance battler, people in the current era deny magic on a fundamental level. In other words, their existence itself is anti-magical. As a result, at some point, they grew to possess a toxin inside their bodies that denies magic. In other words, you're saying that the more humans they are, the stronger that magic-resisting toxin gets, and the greater the disadvantages for us witches. The combined amount of the power in their hearts that denies magic, in other words, their magic resistance power, that becomes the demon in the equation of your magic power. Understand? Is that a bit too difficult for you? You're joking. Actually, I understand it easily. In other words, you're saying that the more people there are who don't believe in magic, and the stronger their will is, the more the effects of magic are divided. If it's so formulaic, I'll have to rethink my method of attack. Fundamentally, magic possesses a vast power. It can make a rain of fire fall from the heavens or divide a sea, and reviving a lost life isn't impossible either. However, that power is extremely weak against a toxin that rejects it, and that toxin started piling up on humans since the time they forgot to respect things sacred, until finally this earth was covered with enough toxin that the miracles of magic could not be displayed. The witches from across the world were chased from their dwellings. They have been forced to choose to throw away their magic and live as humans, or else live hiding in remote areas where the toxin of humans didn't reach. In that sense, Rokkenjima, with this population of only a few dozen humans, was extremely favorable for witches. Even more favorable was the existence of the ghost story about the witch who lived in the Rokkenjima forest. In other words, by permitting the island with the fear that witch might exist, the magic-resisting toxin from the humans was weakened. A small population and room for them to acknowledge magical beings. In other words, minds that were only weakly anti-magical, only by existing in the valley where those two converged, which live in modern times. I see, so using this formula we can arrive at several rules for how a witch can use her power efficiently. The first is presentations. Create a murder scene that couldn't conceivably have been done by humans, sacred in an occult way. Look very much like a witch exists, permeate people with fear to make them believe that witches exist. As a result, the anti-magic power and the denominator for our magical power will be decreased. I see, so this is why the creepy magic circles of the first Twilight were created. That's exactly right. The gaudy scenes of the first Twilight in each game are all for that reason. It's definitely not as though I like being cruel for and doing it for fun. In that case, predecessor Sama, you failed this time around. You killed him in a very plain way. It doesn't look anything more than a simple mystery. I heard about last time and the time before that from Ronov. You should have damaged your corpses more grotesquely and like you did it then, making it look more like fantasy and instilling fear in those people. Well, about that, I thought it wouldn't be artful to do every time, you see. Don't think too deeply on it. It's just a whim. Actually, it really had been her whim. After what Battler said to her, she couldn't say it out loud anymore. But she really had to set her methods of killing based on mere whims. No, it would be better to say that she had half-heartedly let Ronov decide. After all, she left the closed room to this game's first Twilight to him. But if she had a cruel idea, that she would surely have explored the limits of atrocity, even worse than in the previous game. He told me to show some restraint when deciding Rosa Mirage just too, but that wasn't a course of action beneficial to us witches either, was it? In actuality, by now none of them believe one bit that a witch actually exists. They're totally sure that it's a mystery and not a fantasy. The story of events is failure from a witch perspective. For some reason, you keep doing things like in a kind of lukewarm way, predecessor Sama. Like I said, things you learn when you're young will definitely help you out in the future. This is a test passed on from my predecessor to you. Take it on with respect. Well, haha, Beto tried to laugh heartily, but it was obviously the fake laugh of someone trying to cover something up, and the new witch shrugged with a sigh. At this stage, probably too late to create a scene and reduce the anti-magic power. In that case, there's another move. Getting the humans to split up should work. Indeed, it's probably the most effective way. The smaller number of humans, the more diminutive their strengths. As a result, the magical power functions instantaneously. In other words, it all begins from one point. How to destroy this barricade situation, have them split up into small groups. However, they are already very cautious. The barricade won't be destroyed easily, right? Both Barricade and Kinzo studied 2 games ago, and the barricade and the parlor last time were very stubborn. Furthermore, most of the cunning adults still remain this time. The situation is more difficult than all the ones before it. I understand. If you wish, I could give you some special advice. In a closed circle, when the first murder of a craze occurs, the survivors always hold up, gathering together to observe each other and ensure their safety. Funnily enough, not only do mystery authors and mulder culprits worry about how to break the situation apart, but do so but so do witches who supposedly exist at the other end of the spectrum. For a while, the new witch poked with her cheek with her pointed finger, and after acting as though she was playing something, she spoke. No, I'm fine. After all, it's a test. I won't borrow your moves. Really? Still, it would be rather difficult to beat this barricade, right? I've already made my move. I'm pretty sure it'll work, and I'll definitely work on someone smart. Is that so? You really are excellent. I'm pleased to see that my discipline won't be causing me much trouble. My motto is to do things before myself before asking other people. Then, if you would excuse me, I have to wait for my prey to get lured out. Indeed. Well, handle it with care. And the new witch lowered her head, her face blank. She turned to go butterflies and vanished. Beato didn't look happy at all. She seemed to be lonely because of how little she was being relied on. Not one of them gives a fig for me. You witch apprentice, looking so smart. I'll bet she's making some painful mistake and starts crying. Then without doubt, she'll finally realize my greatness and beg me to teach her. Keko, until then, I shall watch from on high. She laughed loudly on its side, but a laugh no one can hear is completely pointless. Beto gave up and quickly stopped laughing. Bruno chose his time to show himself. Excuse me, my lady. The game of the second twilight with Battler somehow has ended. And I see. Good work. What is the result? My sincere apologies. I was forced to resign. By saying that in red, both deaths were homicides. My Battler somehow revised its claim of Rosa strangled Murad to death and died in an accident, but I could not repel his chain of moves, placing Eva as the principal offender. Wasn't Eva sleeping in her room the whole time as Hideyoshi cared for her? He put forth the possibility that Hideyoshi was an accomplice and that the two worked together to create an alibi. He suspects Hideyoshi. Couldn't you have struck back by saying that in red that he was the guest room at the time of the murder? I also thought of that, but multiple important pieces might have been taken several moves later, and because that might be connected to the new Beatrice Stroma strategy, I acted out of respect to her. My apologies. Strategy, you say. How her mind doesn't seem to be sharp, and we can let her do as she pleases. It will be quite a show to see how far she can go. Pukuku, I thought you would say that. I see that the cuteness of your disciple has left you in a bad mood. That's none of your business. I wonder how that one plan to destroy this barricade going forward. I shall keep a close eye on her. And how was Battler's mood? It appeared as though he had calmed himself down. He did say that he couldn't get fired up after all without you as his opponent. Really, they're not so surprised. Not surprised at all. If I don't return for the fourth twilight and after, Battler will probably be lonely himself. Pukuku, with that, you will excuse me. I need to go bake some delicious cookies. I must at least enliven the discussion between you and Battler, Sama, my lady. Indeed, that guy was really munching your cookies, wasn't he? It's no surprise that boy can eat so much. Make a lot of them. Certainly, I shall make enough cookies to bury the table. That sounds great. Oh, damn. Okay, guys, I'm taking a break, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm back. What's going on? What did you want to talk about? Kari called Rudolph out into the corridor. It was obvious that she wanted to talk about something that she didn't want the others to hear. Yeah, I want to go outside. Wait, what? I took a break and then read a few words and it's over? Wow. Guess now I'm ending the video because I always end the video when there's a clock. So I'll see you guys later.